Hey Internet, Eric here. Well, it's Bloody Sunday once again. If you don't know what that is, Bloody Sunday was a concept created a while ago. Oh God, I don't know how long ago it was on YouTube. And what it is every Sunday you take a death in a specific film, TV show, comic book, cartoon, what have you, um, and just make a simple video on YouTube describing it. I've done quite a few of these. This week is from a newer film. It's from a film that came out just last year. A film that I personally really enjoyed. Grew up watching the book, or grew up reading the book series. Today's death is from Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark. Now, obviously, if I'm going to be discussing a death in a film and you haven't seen it, watch at your own risk. Today's death, I'm going to discuss the death of Tommy. I think his last name is Milner. Anyways, his first name is Tommy. He is the bully, in the film. And basic plot of this is I'm gonna eventually make a video describing this movie in the future. And what it is a group of kids find a book that was supposedly written by a witch, type of thing. This is just loose summary, and the stories in the book come to life, and they gotta try to defeat the ghosts and all that stuff. Like I said, I'll get more into it when I actually do a video on the movie itself. But the death I want to talk about is the death of Tommy at the hands of Harold, the Scarecrow. Now, Harold the Scarecrow is one of the most famous, if not the most famous or well-known story in the book series. In this movie, he's just a creepy-looking scarecrow, and Tommy's death is from, like I said, is from the hands of Harold. We've already seen Tommy earlier taking out his frustrations on Harold with a baseball bat, basically telling him to eat shit and stuff, setting up what's going to happen now. Now, the book has now been taken. It is now starting to come to life, and this is the first story that comes to life. Tommy is in the cornfield. I think it's because he heard a noise or something like that. He just got done getting kicked out of the drive-in movie theater. This is like 1967, 68, something like that. He just got kicked out of the drive-in movie theater because he was chasing the group of kids that were following through this movie because they played a Halloween prank on him, blah, blah, blah. And he's in the cornfield, and Harold finally comes to life. And Harold, like I said, looks really cool. A little bit different from the picture. Like, he's got the exposed gut here, but he slowly comes to life. He gets himself off of his little post, and he's chasing Tommy through the cornfield. And it looks great because it's really dark. And what eventually happens is, Tommy's going this way, and then there's Harold. You see slowly walking through the cornfield. And eventually, Harold has a pitchfork. What he does is he stabs Tommy with the pitchfork. This is after Tommy had stabbed Harold with the pitchfork. Tommy stabs Harold with the pitchfork. Harold slowly grabs the pitchfork, pulls it out of him. Tommy runs away, and he's stabbed by Harold with the pitchfork. And you don't know. I didn't notice it on the first viewing, but on this viewing, because I'd seen it in theaters, you see the prong sticking out of Tommy. But then when Harold yanks the pitchfork out, you don't see any blood. You see straw. And that's a precursor of what's going to happen. Because as Tommy starts to slowly run away, he starts coughing and hacking. And, he's hacking up long pieces of straw. And he's slowly choking on him. And the actor who plays Tommy does a really good job showing, making it look like he is choking to death. Eventually we get straw coming out the sleeves of his high school jacket, and his eyes, I think, start to bleed. I'm not really sure, but basically his face gets all veiny, and he's slowly dying from straw, filling up his body and coming out the seams. And then later on, we see Harold. A couple kids see Harold, but Harold is wearing the clothes that Tommy was wearing at the time. Now, we never see what happens to Tommy's body exactly. Did he become a scarecrow? And did Harold take him and put him on the post? And did Harold just disappear? Did Tommy's body disappear and Harold put on his coat and get back to where he was? That's not explained, but it's a really cool death how There's no blood. Like I said, I didn't notice it the first time I watched it, but there's no blood. It's he literally starts turning into the scarecrow once he is impaled with that pitchfork, and like really good acting with the choking, the visuals of the straw coming slowly out of his mouth and out of his under his the sleeves of his jacket, and then that reveal of a scarecrow, whether it's Tommy or Harold, wearing the outfit that Tommy was wearing. So that's it. Really cool death. Really enjoyed this movie. There's a few more deaths in here that I think are really good. But that's it. Thank you for watching. Like I said, short and sweet. Feel free to participate in Bloody Sunday. It's open to anyone. I showed you how easy it was. Comment below. Tell me what you thought of the movie. Tell me what you thought of the death. Tell me what you thought about anything in general. Like and subscribe, all that crap. I don't know what else to say, so I'm just going to say cheers and see you next Sunday.